Imagine you lower yourself into a plank position, elbows on the floor, back straight, core tight. At first, it's fine, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, but by 30, your arms start to shake and your mind whispers, "I can't hold this." Now picture yourself pushing past that thought. 40 seconds, 50, 60. You reach 1 full minute, and pride begins to replace doubt. Most of us would stop there, but some extraordinary people keep going for an hour, 2 hours, even more. In fact, a man named George Hood once held a plank for over 10 hours. 10 hours of focus, pain, sweat, and sheer determination. When I first saw George attempt this years ago, the look in his eyes was unforgettable, sharp, unwavering, as if nothing could break his concentration. Later, I asked him, "George, how do you do it?" His answer was simple yet profound. It's 90% mental. And that statement is where today's story begins. What grit really means. We often think of grit as nothing more than willpower, pushing through pain, outlasting fatigue, or finishing a marathon on broken legs. But science is teaching us grit is not just a character trait, it's deeply connected to our biology. One of the most important players is something called BDNF, short for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain. It helps brain cells grow, stay healthy, and talk to each other more effectively. High levels of BDNF are linked to sharper memory, better mood, and stronger mental resilience. Here's the exciting part. While many things boost BDNF, like sunlight, blueberries, and certain medications, exercise is the single most powerful way to increase it. And the plank, that simple, tough position many of us love to hate, may be one of the best. Why the plank is special. Why the plank? Because it's not just physical. It requires mental endurance almost immediately. Anyone who has ever done it knows your mind has to fight as hard as your muscles. And studies suggest that exercises demanding both focus and physical effort are the ones that raise BDNF the most. Back in 2005, researchers discovered that in animals, exhausting but mindless exercise, like endless swimming, actually raised BDNF less than exercises that required problem solving, like navigating mazes. In people, activities such as yoga, where body and mind work together, have shown some of the highest BDNF levels ever recorded. So when George held his plank for 10 hours, his strength wasn't only in his muscles. It was in his brain's ability to adapt, supported by this powerful protein. A story of pain and resilience. Let me share another story. Daniel, one of the bravest patients I've ever met, lives with complex regional pain syndrome, a condition so severe that the touch of water on his skin feels like burning metal. There is no cure, and the pain can be unbearable. Yet Daniel managed to plank on his injured arm for 9 hours. Just think about that. A person living with some of the worst pain known to medicine found the grit to hold a position that would exhaust even the healthiest of us. What kept him going? Mental toughness, yes, but also the biology of resilience. Exercise, even in painful, difficult forms, can raise BDNF, and BDNF helps the brain and body cope. What the science says now. In August 2024, researchers published new evidence showing that exercise can literally double BDNF levels. That means more support for your brain cells, more protection against decline, and more fuel for your mental resilience. And while no one has yet measured BDNF specifically during a plank, all the signs point in one direction. This humble exercise may be one of the most efficient ways to train both body and mind at once. What this means for you. Now, I'm not saying a plank will solve every medical problem, Chronic pain, heart disease, disability, these conditions are real and serious. But what I am saying is this: adding even 1 minute of plank, or a modified version against the wall, can be a transformative practice. Why? Because in that 1 minute, you train your muscles and your brain. You learn to sit with discomfort, to breathe through it, and to discover strength you didn't think you had. That habit of 1 more second can spill over into the rest of your life, helping you stay calm in stress, persevere through setbacks, and build confidence in your own resilience. Your doctor's challenge. So here's my challenge for you. The next time you need grit in your life, whether it's for health, family, or simply getting through a hard day, drop into a plank. If you can't go to the floor, press your forearms against the wall and hold. Just start with 1 minute. Let your body tremble a little. Let your mind whisper doubts. And then gently, kindly, tell yourself, just 1 more second. That's where the magic happens. That's where grit grows. Thank you for being here, and thank you for taking care of your health. Remember, sometimes the smallest exercise is also the most powerful.